Jackie Manuel with a steal out of the man-to-man, and he's headed for the
I'm a huge AU sports fan, including a big AU basketball fan. This week we have a huge game at North Carolina, and we're going to have a little conversation with one of North Carolina's greats, Jackie Manuel, one of the best defensive players in UNC history. He won the national championship there in 2005. He's one of 3 players in UNC history who made all defensive team ACC more than one time. One of the things I love about Coach Simpkins, Coach Dwayne Simpkins, our head coach, is that he has a fantastic team, and he basically says, I want to recruit all assistant coaches that will be head coaches someday. And Jackie, you're on that path. So I'm thrilled to be here with Jackie Manuel. Jackie, Coach Manuel, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So you were a basketball star growing up in Florida, and you could have gone anywhere, Kentucky, Duke, all the great schools. Why'd you go to North Carolina?
I fell in love with North Carolina way before the recruiting process happened. Watching Michael Jordan, watching Vince Carter, who was from Florida, and I knew then I wanted to wear that shade of blue.
Now you were recruited by Coach Matt Doherty, who also was a North Carolina star, but your sophomore season, he was let go, and a new coach, Roy Williams, Hall of Fame coach Roy Williams, came in. What was that like, being recruited by one coach, but then having another coach you later?
It was difficult. It was a challenge, but the thing that helped me is I just wanted to win.
You just wanted to win.
That's all that mattered to me.
And you had a big change in your role. I mean, in high school, you were a star scorer.
Yeah.
Gatorade Player of the Year in Florida, one of the best scorers in the whole country. And you get to North Carolina and you became kind of a defensive specialist.
Yes.
What was that transition like, and was it challenging?
Well, the defensive part was there just from a competitive standpoint in high school.
Okay.
So that layer was there. But the adjustment came from just awareness. There's 5 guys in front of me that could score. They were all NBA players.
Right.
So I had to find a different lane to get on the court. And so the defensive part made sense to me.
Yeah.
And so I threw myself into it 100%.
So there were some ups and downs, but then you get to your final season there, and it all came together. What was that team like? How did you gel, and what made the difference for you to become a national champion?
That team invested in each other and said the only thing that matters for this team is winning a national championship. And I think the mindset changed, and that changed the trajectory of that team.
And did the coach instill a different culture that allowed you to win? What was the coach's role in that?
We had talent, and Coach Williams came in with a competitive mindset and instilled the culture of belief. Gave us confidence that no matter what the situation was, that we can get it done. We can win games. We can win a national championship.
Now, you had a reputation for being one of the most disciplined, hard workers. I understand you shot in the off season 1,000 shots a day, 1,000. What gave you the motivation to shoot 1,000 shots a day in the off season?
Just wanted to be good. I knew that shooting was my weakness. And I wanted to improve on that. And I wanted to not be a liability for my team and my teammates. And so I got in the gym, and I put my all into working every day and getting better.
Now, I want to go to a clip, which is of you making a Vince Carter-like monster dunk over North Carolina State. Tell me what was going on in this.
So once I got the steal, I knew I was going to dunk it.
Whoa!
I didn't think he was going to jump until I saw him in the air. And then my mindset was, I'm going to punish him. And Julius is a good friend to this day, but we were great competitors.
Oh, he wasn't a good friend at that moment.
He wasn't a good friend at that moment, and he had to live with this for the rest of his life.
That is still all over the internet. Now, going back to both your playing days and also your role as a coach here, you're known as the guy that imposes discipline. You took 1,000 shots a day in the off season. You're here working on mental toughness, defensive focus, repetition, practice, including free throws. But there's a viral moment on the internet of you shooting 2 free throws at Duke in a hostile crowd. What happened here?
So I was doing well, got my routine going. I was ready to shoot my free throw. The one thing that I didn't account for was somebody in the crowd jumping up with a Speedo, with a Speedo on. So I never prepared for that moment. And so when I saw it, I was just completely thrown off my game.
Okay.
Totally distracted. I missed the first one, and then I tried to get my composure on the second one. And at that moment, I thought I was just done. It was over, and I was just trying to hit the rim.
Okay. All right, so I have a question for you. Can you still hit free throws today?
Yes.
Let's try it. All right, Jackie, let's see how it goes. Before we do, I just want to show you a shirt that I have. I officially have a Jackie Manuel
Wow.
has a posse shirt. And then we have some other props. You ready? Come on, guys. The AU swim team. All right, Jackie, let's see it. Oh! Good job. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So Jackie, let's get real for a moment here. You know, we've become friends, and I've talked to you about ups and downs in life, and my life and your life. So you're a big man on campus. You're coming off a winning season. You're going to get drafted.
Yes.
And then you hit a low in your life, which created a lot of challenges. Tell us what happened, and then how do you take that moment in your life and pay it forward to teach the young people you're coaching today?
Yeah, so we go from winning a national championship, everything is great, preparing for the draft. And the second day at the pre-draft camp, I break my foot. Had to have surgery. Doctor said it'd take 4 to 6 weeks. After 4 weeks, I'm back preparing for summer league, and I break my foot again. And so now it's a longer process. And so I went from on this high of winning to now the sportswear store on Franklin Street that I enjoy going into and shopping at. Now I'm working at that store in the booth. And so
You're
it was
folding clothes.
Folding clothes, and it was a big adjustment to watch my teammates that got drafted to play in the NBA, my teammates that were returning to Carolina to go into their senior and junior year and having success. And it was a tough moment. It was a tough moment, but you know, the one thing that I learned as a player, and I'm so thankful for having great coaches, is perseverance and persistence. And that's the one thing that I fell back on during those hard moments. And so as a coach, I think it's like important to take this opportunity that we get that coach these guys and really instill in them some great values that they'll have for the rest of their life. So,
I mean, one of the things I love about you and Coach Simpkins is your focus on coaching them not only for the 4 years here, but for the 40 years after. And life, like basketball, will have lots of ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think they're going to be an adult, a father, whatever they do after basketball, longer than playing a game of basketball.
Right.
And so we want to just prepare them for that phase of life.
Yeah. So what's it going to be like going back to UNC and playing against your old team? You bleed blue.
Yeah, it's going to be a great moment, but it's going to be awesome to see all my friends and family is going to be there in a place that I grew up and became a man. So
I'll expect a big Jackie Manuel cheer when you're announced.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
So you have now worked with Coach Simpkins twice. He's a great leader, a great coach. He's a huge presence on the AU campus. What attributes do you see in him that made you want to work with him again?
Just his passion, his empathy, just his awareness of being a good leader and what that looks like, and then trying to help the guys who work for him to be the same. I think he has a great ability to lead people, but to also like love people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great man.
Yes.
All right, so final question is, what do you like about this AU team and how far can they go this year?
I love this team. I love the chemistry, the togetherness, the effort that this team plays with every day. Our goal is a championship, nothing less than that. That's why we play this game.
Yeah.
We play this game to be the best. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I love this team's mindset. We got a really good chance.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie Manuel, we love having you on campus. It's going to be fun seeing you back in North Carolina. We wish you the best, and thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.